Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about many different things that are going to be going on. We're going to be talking about that Arctic blast that's still going to be happening, the positive PNA, when that will be ending, a possible snowstorm up there for the Rockies, and then also some severe weather down for the south central United States, alongside some flooding that is also possible with that storminess. Anyways, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what do you think is the maximum severe weather risk level we get from the Storm Prediction Center with this severe weather event? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now, I wanted to talk about one thing. We do have that Arctic blast, like I said, and my definition of this is an air mass that comes from the Arctic regions of the world and makes its way down into the United States, or blasts its way down into the United States. That is what I define as an Arctic blast. And this is certainly fitting those parameters there. As you can see, this air mass had come from the Arctic. You're kind of just having to take my word for that, but you can go and look at the models yourself and see that that is where it eventually, at the end of the day, that is where it came from. We see that there is some very cold air here, 10 to 15 degrees below normal. This is going to bring 30s and 40s in the lows for many regions, pushing on potential frosts and freezes for many folks. We see out west there is some pretty warm temperatures as well, 15 to 30 degrees above normal there in those browns. That is that positive PNA just sitting tight. Let's take a look at those low temperatures as of this morning, Friday. That's going to be May 7th. I almost said April there, guys. I do that all the time. Now, as you can see, we have mid-30s, lower 30s for New England, the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and the Great Lakes. As far as kind of the more middle portions of the United States, further south, we do see 40s widespread as well, which is quite cold. Here in Virginia, it's 45 right now on May 7th, and I'll tell you that is not very normal for this time of year at all. Just going to put that out there. Now, by the time we reach about the high temperatures of today, actually, we get further below normal because those cold temperatures are going to be sticking around and it's going to be cloudy for many of these regions. So it's not even going to warm up too much from the low temperatures. So it's actually going to depart even further from your normal temperature, actually, here. Now, by the time we're reaching about Saturday, May 8th, the high temperature, you can see still those greens, but even the blues within the greens, which is 15 to 30 degrees below normal, still for many, many folks. The Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, even the upper Midwest and the Rockies, especially there. That does push further south here, as you can see, by the time we're taking a look at about maybe the PM hours of Monday into the Rockies, especially Colorado and Kansas there, as well as a little bit of Wyoming. Very far below normal temperatures being picked up there, maybe 25 or 30 degrees below normal temperatures. Very, very frigid temperatures expected for those regions. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're going to move on, and we're going to move on and take a look further into this model run with the temperature anomalies, and then we're going to move on and take a look at some of those storms as well as the total snowfall for that potential snowstorm, the total rainfall, and then we're going to even dive into that severe weather risk as well coming up in just a moment. All right, now here we are taking a look at about the high temperatures on Tuesday. As you can see, we get a little bit of a break here in the very eastern United States, but look at the Rockies and the plains there. We have those magentas showing up, which is 30 degrees or more below normal, 30 degrees to maybe 40 degrees below normal there for Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska. That is a significant departure from your normal temperature. Obviously, a very, very significant change there. And then by the time we're reaching about Friday, this is going to be May 14th, you can see we still have warm temperatures in the west and still cold temperatures in the east. So this is just not taking a break at all. But by the time we reach the 15th, that's going to be Saturday. Look at that PNA out there, Pacific North American Oscillation. We see that there's a positive PNA when there is warm temperatures along the west coast. But as you can see, some colder temperatures move into the west coast, and that is a negative PNA beginning to develop, and that's pushing those warmer temperatures further east here. That could spell an end to this cool down for the east by the time we're taking a look at 15th and beyond. And as we take a look at the European ensemble model here, as you can see, we actually see above normal temperatures return, but that is going to be 11 days from now. So obviously that is a longer range projection, and also it's probably not even that good of news to some of you because that means the cool air is going to be around for quite a while. Now let's take a look at that Pacific North American Oscillation PNA chart here, and as you can see, we are far in the positive range, and that is going to be just trending negative all the way through the 13th, 14th, 15th, and beyond. And it's going to go further and further negative. And that pattern should eventually just really take hold as that goes further and further negative, and create more warmer temperatures in the eastern United States as we get deeper into May, and colder than normal conditions for the west. Now, here's the total snowfall, by the way, for the Rockies, according to the European model. This is over the next 180 hours. As you can see, we have in the grays a dusting, if anything. Within the lighter blues, 2 to 6 inches of snow. Within the purple, 6 to 10, and then the pinks, 10 to 20 inches of snow. The maximum being picked up here by this model is 24.5 inches of snow. So this could be kind of a major Rocky Mountain snowstorm for this time of year, although it's not unheard of for the month of May for the Rockies to receive large amounts of snowfall. But it's not super common either, so it is interesting to see it of this magnitude, seeing this much snowfall this widespread throughout the Rocky Mountains. Very, very interesting there. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to move on again, and we're going to take a look at those storms, take a look at that potential flooding. So we're going to move straight into the total rainfall, and then we're going to get into the severe weather risk, and then we're just going to move on with the video. All right, now we do see a storm here around for about 8 p.m. or so here on Sunday. And that's going to be our next big storm around for the United States. It's going to bring widespread rainfall. Look at northern Pennsylvania, potential snowfall. Don't know how realistic that is, but that is interesting to see that. I just noticed that, actually. And this is going to bring some rainfall to the surrounding regions. But as we take a look at about Wednesday mid-morning, that's going to be May 12th, we see some heavier rainfall move into the southern United States, and that could be in the form of some thunderstorms and severe weather, but more of a widespread rainfall event. As this moves further and further east, this is by about Thursday morning, May 13th, and as you can see, again, some rainfall really moving in to the southeastern United States. The total rainfall, if you're anywhere in the grays, greens, or blues, you're under an inch of rainfall. But if you're in the yellows, you're at about 1 inch to 2 inches. If you're in the reds, you're at about 2 to 4 inches. We do see some of those browns down there for the Gulf states, and that is where we're at about 4, probably 5 inches plus, 5 to 10 inches of rain. So a pretty significant amount of rain is expected over the next 10 days. Again, probably about 2 to 6 inches of rainfall there in most of the red regions. So that's why I do expect flooding to be possible for some select regions. All right, now let's just take a look at those severe weather risks. First things first, this is going to be our Friday, day 1 risk. We do see some marginal risk areas, the darker greens. That is where we expect some isolated severe weather to be possible. And thankfully, we don't have any tornado risk, really, under a 2% chance, but you still want to pay attention. But usually when there's under a 2% chance, that's a really good sign that we don't really have any tornadoes going on throughout the day today. So I'm very thankful for that, obviously, with the week and weeks we've had, actually. Day 2, so this is going to be for Saturday, tomorrow, from the time I'm making this video. You can see we do have that darker green again showing up for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Missouri. But we also have that yellow within there, that slight risk there for Kansas. And that is where we begin to see some of that scattered severe weather to begin for this region. So we're going to be watching for that. The individual risks, we do have a hail risk here, the 5% within 25 miles of a given location chance of some hail happening there in the green, and then a 15% chance there in the yellow. And then that hatched area, you can see that is where we expect 2-inch diameter hail or more to be possible within that hatched region. So we're going to be watching very closely for that. Also, unfortunately, we do have a tornado risk, 2% chance within 25 miles of a given location there in the green, then a 5% chance there also within 25 miles of a given location there within the brown. For day 3, this is going to be Sunday. We do have a even larger severe weather risk, in my opinion. We see in the darker green there, that's a very large, expansive region. That is our marginal risk again. Again, isolated severe weather is possible in there. But we begin to see some scattered severe weather there in the yellow. Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and I do expect a potential upgrade to an enhanced risk on that day as well for Sunday. So we're going to be watching closely for all of these things. Anyway, for our confidence tab, we're at a 4 out of 6. I think the severe weather could get a little bit more intense than what I'm showing here. So that's leading to my confidence being a little bit lower. The P&A, it's pretty uncertain whether we're going to see a huge pattern flip with that or not, or if we're just going to see the cold temperature stick around. So these things are all leading me to be around 60% with my confidence. There is that 40% doubt that we could see some of these things linger on a little bit or be a little bit different than what I showed here. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, what is the highest temperature you've seen all year so far? And Weather Central said, this year I've had 91-degree temperatures. 5 days prior to that, it was snowing. Absolutely wild. I wonder where you live, what state. If you could give us the state down below, I'd be very curious to see where that was because that is very extreme there. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons, John Bembenek, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Larry LePan, and Donna Carnes, alongside our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalesa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Cindy Klein, Mark J., Luke Flago, Gary's, John Quilisi, and Dwight Phelan. If you would like to join our very exciting Patreon page, you can do so by joining our very awesome Patreon page in the description, in the pinned comment down below, and be a part of this patron end screen of the day. Very, very cool stuff. Also, I'd like to thank our channel members, Weather Top Dog, Hair Farms 1, and Catbite, for joining our channel membership as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to absolutely destroy the like button. Be sure to comment down below to help the YouTube algorithm out. And be sure to subscribe if you like weather-related content. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next video.